we started?
We started, but I can edit it.
Ah.
Right, here we go. Well, good morning. We're off again. We've got another couple of nights out, haven't we?
Yeah, that's why we came home, so I could get washed, packed and resorted.
Yeah. So after High Force, we left off in the last video, or Gibson's Cave, we slowly made our way home, and we were at home that night. We've had a couple of nights at home, getting sorted, having a bit of a breather.
Catching up with family.
Catching up with family. Yeah, catching up with family. I had to go somewhere with the daughter.
And you went out with your mother-in-law.
And I went out with my mother-in-law. But apart from all of that, we're now on the move again. And today we're going to Birmingham. Because we fancy the Black Country Museum. We've never been, so we're going to go and have a mooch around the Black Country Museum. And on the way down, I think as we drive through Sheffield, Madam wants to go to, where is it? IKEA. So we're going to call in IKEA at Sheffield. That's the plan so far. But we're definitely booked into a travel lodge. Not travel lodge?
Yes, travel lodge, because it was right next door, so we can actually leave the van in the car park and walk in and not pay parking each day.
Yeah, that's it, I think. We'll
catch up with you later.
Yeah, catch up with you later. So this is Old Man in the Shed speaking from the van, or his shed on wheels, with she that must be a bird. Say ta-ra.
Bye.
No, I said say ta-ra. Ta-ra.
I don't say ta-ra. I say bye.
No, you've got to say ta-ra. I'm trying to get a catchphrase going. Ta-ra. So,
bye.
Bollocks, it's not going to work. That'll be my catchphrase. Bollocks, it's not working. Right, put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Talk to you later.
So we've arrived at the travel lodge accommodation for the next couple of nights. And it's travel lodge, it's what you expect in a travel lodge. Not as good as Premier Inn. Bed's not quite as comfortable, rooms not quite as big, not quite as clean, just not quite as good. But it was substantially cheaper. And it's right next door to where we want to be, which is why we've picked it. We can walk from here to the museum. And that's its main selling point, was it was right next door. So we're going to have a rest, then go find something to eat and get ready for tomorrow morning, where we'll pop into the Black Country Museum and hopefully shoot a bit of video. What do you say?
Yeah, and you're one happy man, you've got a new spatula.
Oh yeah, she called into IKEA on the way down and made me look at furniture. But I did pick up a spatula. You need a good spatula in life. She lost the original.
I didn't buy anything. He bought stuff, not me.
I bought a spatula and some silicone panelings. That's
And?
it. That was it.
No, you bought something else. 2 mirrors.
Oh, shaving mirrors. Jesus. Because the boy keeps breaking them.
So 1 for now and 1 for a spare.
You know you're not in shot.
Okay.
See, you've got to be actually in shot.
Okay.
Jesus, the uninitiated.
I want to go to sleep.
Then why did you interrupt?
Because you were forgetting stuff.
I'm old and confused. I always forget stuff. Right, now that she's stopped picking on me, I'm going to go and have a lie down. I need it. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Well, welcome back. And today we're in the Black Country Museum. And we've been having a mooch about. And I've got to say, so far the day's been absolutely brilliant. Staff here have been grand, informative, entertaining, all of those things. And it's been well worth a visit. We'll show you some video of our little wanderings around the Black Country Museum. And then we'll do a little debrief at the end, won't we?
Yes.
There you go, she's here. She that must be a bird is keeping me right.
Yeah, now we're trouble.
Never get into trouble.
Feed your cake.
She has been feeding me cake. And she took me to the pub.
Oh, yeah.
And persuaded me to try a cider. A scrumpy, a rhubarb scrumpy at that. Strange, but nice.
Yes. Mm.
So, we're going to continue our wanderings and discuss our discuss our findings about the museum later, and then we'll get back to you all.
Bye.
But, yeah, overall, so far, good, yeah?
Yeah, the museum itself, and not so
Worth
much
the
something
money.
else.
Worth the money. We'll get back to the something else later. Ta-ra.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Oh my God.
Morning.
Content pig. Mind your Bella. Just lay there chewing.
Chewing grass.
Yep.
You'll have to stop me down because I carry on forever down. If you don't stop me, I'll be in trouble or because the poor help will come on. So please help me out, call you. I'm doing it.
She always went and she's the old thing. You hear him in the car though?
we decided to go to Birmingham to visit the Black Country Museum because we've always wanted to go and we've never got round to it. So as we had some time off and we got back early from our trip to the lakes, we thought we'd take a couple of days and go down there. So we booked into a travel lodge in Dudley. It was Dudley Town Centre, wasn't it?
Yes.
But the travel lodge on a whole, Dudley Travel Lodge, and the staff were great.
Breakfast was smashing. It's what you expect: cereals, yogurts,
Croissants.
fruit, croissants,
Toast.
a full English, teas, coffees. So
Fruit juice.
yeah, there was definitely plenty to choose from, and
You won't go hungry.
yeah,
You won't go hungry. You'll leave your breakfast full.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can take coffees and teas away with you. There's the
This
cups and lids
travel
are on
cups.
top of the coffee making machine, so you can wander off with a drink to take with you. So that's the hotel covered. That was good. Oh, the travel lodge.
Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty good. Price is right. We'd use it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, on to the Black Country Museum.
That was £19, I think, per adult. It is valid for a year, so that's why we're going to go back before our year runs out. The museum itself, it's a bit like, if you've ever been to Beamish, it's like that, but where Beamish is really spread out, this is nice and compact, so you will see everything in one day. There is a lot of work going on at the minute. They're doing a 1950s pub, so they're bringing it more up to date.
They're rebuilding the Elephant and Castle pub, apparently, and doing some other works. So at the moment, if you were to go at the minute, the trams aren't running because that part of the electrical system for the site is turned off because of the works. There are some areas within the museum that you can't get to because of the new building work. It's like Beamish when they close a section down to rebuild or to build something new, you can't get into it. Well, that's going on at the moment in the Black Country. So the mine's not open. You can't go down the mine.
No, the mine's not open due to COVID.
And also because the work, some of the electrics out. I was talking to one of the guys.
All right.
So there's areas that are not open. The mine's not open. You can't get a trolley bus ride, but you can get a bus ride. They are running buses around the site.
Yeah.
As Karen was saying, it's very much like Beamish, but closer together. There aren't the large areas to travel between each zone, if you like. You walk from one zone straight into another zone, which means that you're not footsore at the end of the day. Now, we got there at 10 o'clock, about 10:30, 20 to 11, and we left just before 5 o'clock.
5:45,
Yeah, and it closes at 5. I didn't feel rushed going round, but I did feel as though I'd seen everything that you could see.
Yeah, because due to COVID, you have to sort of book a time to go in. So when we booked to go in on the Friday,
Yeah.
I also booked to go in on the Saturday morning as well. But
Just in case we missed anything, we had an option to go back on Saturday morning and do those bits we missed. But we didn't feel we had missed anything.
no, there was
Except the boat ride.
we didn't get to see the theatre bit because it was quite packed at the time. There was an odd other thing, but we did get to be told off by a school teacher, didn't we?
Yeah, thanks to you. Anyway,
She checked his nails.
it's a good job she didn't help me turn my hand over. I had it in a cold bunker earlier on. My hands were black with coke. While we were watching a Smith make some chains. Anywho, getting back to what we were talking about, the boat ride. At one point, they share a border, shall we say, or a party wall, with the Canal Trust. So one side of the canal is Black Country Museum, the other side is the Canal Trust. And they've got a visitor centre there. And you can get on a narrow boat and they do a ride into a tunnel. Now this ride lasts about 45 minutes. And we did get tickets for that and we went on it.
It is an additional, it's £9 a person, I think.
Yeah. However, there were cramming people on and it got to the point where I wasn't comfortable with the guy next to me virtually sitting on my knee.
And then they asked you to shove up again.
Shove up so they could get some more on. At which point I went, no, I'm not comfortable being that close to a load of strangers, especially down south, because you know there'll be weed down south. And I'm saying Birmingham's down south for us. So I got off, or we got off, didn't we? Neither of us were very comfortable. It was quite crowded and I didn't want to take the chance. So we got off and asked for a refund. And this is the only.
We know there was when we got our tickets. There was 25 people on the vote. After we got, there was a fair few more come on, at least 10, and then they were going to put another 5 on.
Yeah. Anyway, we got off and I asked for a refund, and this was the only downside of the visit was the woman behind the counter immediately refused. You can't have a refund at all. I went, yes, I can. She went, no, you'd have to speak to the office. I went, well, how do I speak to the office? She immediately picked the phone up and rang the office, who told her to give us a refund. She was quite an arrogant, full of it. A right Karen, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I didn't. No offence.
I don't like that word.
Yeah, there was a clue earlier on when she was talking to a disabled fella and his carer, because the carer didn't have any formal documentation to say she was a carer. She treated her like a criminal for a bit before she let her on the boat. It was a bit unnecessary, that.
But didn't she actually go and get another member of staff for that as well?
No, the young girl didn't know what to do because she's been trained to ask for proof of disability or whatever. The other woman came out and lectured the carer about not having anything. She said, look, I've got documents on my phone to prove that I'm Mrs. Carer, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't what she was after, so she told the woman if she ever comes back, she has to bring the right documents or she won't get on. And she was quite nasty about it, so that was a clue that this woman was a bit of a...
Don't say it.
I won't. Not a nice person. Anyway, that was the only downside of the visit, this few minutes of a bit of an argument with some...
lady.
Little Hitler. Anyhow, moving on. We then went back into the museum and immediately went into the pub.
Yes.
Yes, we went into the pub, a spit and sawdust pub with proper sawdust on the floor. And spittoons, though they probably didn't want you spitting in them. Served alcohol, you could get beer, ciders, pork pies.
Spirits.
Cobs.
Yes.
Cheese and onion cobs that we're selling.
Yeah, the pork pies were about £2.50. You can also find some type of food at the Institute. There was like sandwiches and pork pies and sausage rolls. And there's a fish and chip place there, which when we went past it was absolutely heaving on the way down. When we came back it was quiet.
Anyway, the queue was massive, so we didn't bother with that. But everywhere we went in the museum and everyone we spoke to were great, first rate, wasn't it?
The staff were lovely.
Yeah, I'd recommend it if you like history.
It is very similar to the North East history.
It's engineering, it's coal, it's steel.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same filth that we deal with in the North East.
Yeah.
You know, the same horrible bosses. It just goes on and on and on. Yeah, except they've got Peaky Blinders, haven't they? A few of them were walking about shouting at the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop doing that by order of the Peaky Blinders, and then walking off. Swaggering off, I should say. I bet you those young lads that hired to be Peaky Blinders are loving it.
Probably.
Anyway, so, yeah, it's well worth a visit, the Black Country Museum. And you can spend a day in there, take a picnic, or get fish and chips. Yeah. The drinks are expensive. Even little bottles of pop are like nearly £3 each. They are expensive.
Yeah.
They're like Fentimans, but a London make, and they're not as nice as Fentimans.
No.
Well, that's it really for the Black Country Museum, I would have thought.
I think you said it was cheaper for our halves of cider in the pub than it was for the...
Yeah, I think the cider was like two halves of cider came in less than 2 bottles of pop. But never mind. Moving on. So that's the Black Country Museum, I think. Well worth a visit.
Yes. The area around, especially the Travel Lodge, there was plenty of food outlets. There was the usual suspects, McDonald's, KFC, but no, not Burger King, Pizza Hut, Bella Italia, Hungry Horse and Harvester. And there was a Tesco's not far as well.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to walk and have and eat and get a drink if you want on an evening. Yeah, so that's that done.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Also, if you've got little kids, you're right next door to Dudley Zoo and Dudley Castle as well.
Yes.
So that's another option you've got.
And because where we were, you didn't have to pay parking. Disabled parking in the museum was free. But I think it's £3.50 for Dudley Zoo, and I think it was £3.50
Well, both within walking distance of the Travel Lodge, so there's no need for that. But there is a Premier Inn just a bit further down the road as well, which is within walking distance of both, if you wanted.
Yes.
That done. Right. On the way back, we called in at
The Yorkshire Sculpture Park.
Yorkshire Sculpture Park, mainly to stretch your legs and just have a break.
Actually, it was another place I'd wanted to go for
But
years.
Madam wanted to go and look at weird stuff in a field.